Hello, welcome back, or welcome in. Basically, what I'm doing here is trying to beat Plants vs. Zombies DLC editions challenges with just Peashooter as my attacking plant. Now, this video goes over each of the challenges I actually complete, or the ones I completed. Will the ones that I didn't complete get a video? Probably not, because they're not too interesting. Because, you know, I think you can understand why some are not possible. But, I think I should just wrap it here and get on with what I did. Now, our first stop of the day is obviously Lucky 4, since it's, you know, the first challenge, obviously. But I went with a very basic kind of setup, which I did think about using some DLC stuff, but nah, I just went with... Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, something really basic. It has everything I need. Now, obviously, the biggest problem in this level is mainly the bushes. I don't even think the zombie layout is that bad for Peashooter to deal with, since, you know, you can place down plenty of them, which can take out most things pretty well. I also had to sacrifice that one up there, which was unfortunate, but it happens. The level itself wasn't really all that bad. As you can see here, I was doing quite well. I got everything I need right now. And you can see the strategy I'm doing of just Peashooter. But I think easily the most important plant in my loadout is probably Fairy Bomb. It's the only bush remover, and it also is good at destroying. As you see right there, it's really good at destroying. You know, I thought skeletons would be more of a problem, but they really weren't. Like, they're actually kind of the least of our problems, I guess. I don't even know how that happened. And here we reach the final stretch of where I have most stuff done and most things prepared for. Except for that Pogo. I was not prepared for him, but it did not matter. Yeah. Great use of a Cherry Bomb for me right there. So this is basically the full setup you'd want for this level. Maybe if you were feeling adventurous, you could use probably other plants, like if you're feeling weird, you could have gone for a jalapeno setup or anything else. But this was what I used that won the level. And as the final wave approaches, I wasn't even really worried. At most, that last bush near the walnut was the most worrying thing we had. So, I made sure to, when I got the chance, to blow it up, which should be coming up soon. Yeah. I think around here is when I win the level. Like, well, after this skeleton dies, obviously, and boom, like that, Lucky 4 is done. Yippee. I skipped speedrun because there was absolutely no way I was going to be able to do that. So, instead of that, we're going on to Nuzlocked. And this is what I chose for Nuzlocked. I think it was a pretty solid idea, and you'll see that it was a pretty solid idea for the most of it. Around here, since, you know, I can't constantly blow every bushes up, I decided to go with the planter idea, which is exactly as you'd expect. It's when planter is planted, you can see in those bushes. I thought that was a good idea, and it worked out for the most part. Sure, there was probably other ways I could have done it, but I didn't feel like carrying 5 different explosives, so instead I went with planter. As you can see here is when I started to accumulate my biblical levels of greed, which I needed to survive. I won't have it forever, but you can bask in the glory of all these sunflowers that I have right now. I also am setting up my magnet trees, which is why that pumpkin is down there, you know, obviously. Since I don't have a traditional wall plant, I'm just doing that. I also used my cherry bomb at some point, and I don't remember when, so, also, for Nuzlocke viewer, for people who haven't played Nuzlocke, you do in fact want to use your, imitated plant second, because if you don't, you will lose the original plant. Also, that bush, that bush right there spawned in my face. Like, that was a unfortunate thing that happened. It was pretty unfortunate, but that happened. Since now I can't even do what I was gonna do, which was amplify it. I don't know why I didn't place it down earlier, but and here's when I was considering executing, and then I did. This was around the time where I executed all my sunflowers. It was not personal, it was just so I could survive. Now around here is when, well, this is just when the bushes were getting everywhere, because I can't exactly hit the guys on the bottom since I can't place anything there. I could have probably had pre-planted things there, sure, but, I don't know, I just wasn't prepared for it, I guess. Thank you for the notification. I did not want to hear that. Anyways, you can see how, you know, Magnet Troop is in fact very much helping me, since both Hunter Zombie and Checkmate are mostly nullified, as the guy, you know, uses his gun because he wasn't in range yet. I don't know what I was doing there, to be honest. I just placed him there. I just kind of was bored, said, yeah, it's time. The Peashooters have taken over. There is no need for Sun anymore. We just need Peashooter. Everyone's favorite zombie has finally made his appearance. The Crow Zombie, or the Scarecrow. And yeah, they're just as annoying as you'd expect them to be. Yeah, some birds. You know, we all hate the birds. We all hate birds around here. If you have a pet bird, kill them. Now, around the ending, admittedly, things all kind of fall apart. As you might notice, I have 0 usable plants besides Amplifier. And, yeah. I still count this as a victory since, you know, I did make it through the level, even if, you know, some of the rows kind of got a little screwed over. But it happens. I'm still glad I even, you know, made it through the whole game, honestly. But, yeah, this is how I beat Nuzlocked on this run. As if it wasn't the first run, because it was, but, well, whatever. Now, moving on, we've reached Checkmate, which... it's the only one that I actually have footage of failed attempts, which should, you know, there's the first one, and then after that, the second one, which got a little further, but I just kind of figured I was not gonna go far. So, yeah. But on the attempt that actually got far, I can say, it was not a very clean victory, admittedly. You'll see what I mean, like, way later, because for some reason, my very intelligent brain decided to use garlic in a level that has knights and guards. Clearly, I was very big brain. But I think you can understand what my thought process was, at least, because, you know, I was thinking I could funnel them into the middle lanes where all my attackers were, and then the lanes there could be used just for sunflowers. This would probably work on, like, well, it does work on, like, inflation, but it does not work here, because I'm very limited in where I can place. And also, guess who decided to show up? That's right, Garlic's #1 hater of the night. Way later, you can see I sort of adapted to the appearance of the night, you know, since that magnet shroom's still alive, and I have 2 garlics. Wow, I was really cooking with this. Yeah, I knew what to do right there. I knew using garlic in this level would be a great idea, even though it does not work. Don't use garlic in this level. All I ask, don't do that. And also, you know, this is just wonderful timing, but guess who decided to show up and say, yeah, your magnet shroom sucks. That's right. The Knight. Man, this thing, they really love showing up and just destroying things. However, you know, pretty easy to take out when you have, like, an insta ready for them. But, you know, when you're ready to take them down, it usually works. Things, you know, it kinda was going a little rougher around, like, almost to flag free. But you know who guess who showed up in my only lane with a magnet shroom? That's right, the Knight. She's back and she hates garlic so much. I don't know what garlic did to her, but it's fine. It happens. It's not fine actually looking at this. So I cherry bombed here because, you know, and then I ghost peppered up there so I wouldn't die. And yeah, I don't know what I expected from this. But if you think things are bad now, it gets way worse because another knight decides to show up. I don't know why I decided this was a good idea, like at all. But as you can tell, they've proceeded to destroy everything. Oh god, this is way worse looking back. How did I fumble it this bad? But it's fine. You know why? Because we're at the last flag, which means we have reached the last flag. Obviously, that's what that means. But I'm just gonna leave this unedited so you can see all the weird. You can just see what I did to survive. So yeah, that is the Checkmate experience. Whatever you do, don't do it like that. Just don't. Yeah, and then I looked at one-sided and said, yeah, I'm kind of done with the day. Nope, I'm not doing that. You can't make me. But that is actually all I have. So, thank you, man. I was not recording or anything. Come on! Anyways, I do have to thank you for watching the video. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say other than say, have a good day and to watch really cool videos like this one. I don't know what other videos you can watch. Maybe the one that I did last time about Double Trouble, or anything you're interested in. Okay, see ya. Bye.